Today I review Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps issue 4, Inhumans Attilan Rising issue 5, and 1872 issue 3. Hello and welcome to the show with reviews. I'm Auram, and I only picked up 3 comics this week, so I have no choice in what I'm reviewing. Let's get started. First up is Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps issue 4, written by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Kelly Thompson, with art by Laura Braga and Paolo Pantalena. This was so much better than the first 2 issues combined. Seriously, everything was so much easier to follow and just really understand than the first 2 issues. I honestly loved it. I still kinda had a hard time differentiating and giving a voice to each one of the characters, but it was definitely better in this issue. This is also the finale of this tie-in and Kelly Sue's work on the character. As for it being a finale to the book, it works perfectly. It ends on this beautiful cliffhanger that only really could work in the Secret Wars setting. This only holds true if they answer the cliffhanger, though. If they don't, it just becomes kinda meaningless. Most of the tie-ins have wrapped their conflicts up in a nice little bow, but this one has the potential to be something more. That is, of course, if they actually act upon it. Like I said earlier, this is also the end of Kelly Sue DeConnick's run on Carol Danvers, and I can't really say much about it other than the speech at the end was really nice and heartwarming. All in all, I loved everything about this issue. The first 2 of this series were a little rocky, but this one was crazy good. Go check it out. Next up is Inhumans Attilan Rising issue 5, written by Charles Soule with art by John Timms. Wow. This issue was surprisingly well done and confusing, and I don't know. I really can't talk much about this issue without giving away spoilers, but I'm really gonna try. Basically, something big happens in this issue that just spirals and snowballs out of control and ends up doing one of the most interesting things I have seen in a Secret Wars tie-in thus far. Doom does something in this book that makes me question how long Battleworld has really been around, and how much control he has over his domains. Moving away from the plot of the book, though, I want to talk about John Timms' art. Timms has this art style where everyone is super tall and slender with really tight waists, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's disproportionate enough that I realize that it's kind of stylized, but in this book it's a little weird. I think the reason I do like it is because it is stylized, and it's not just someone trying to badly mimic traditional comic book art, if you know what I mean. The end point is, this book was great, and you should all read it. And if you're not hooked, Kamala Khan is in like 4 panels, and I know all of you love her, so go check it out. Finally is 1872 issue 3, written by Jerry Dugan with art by Nick Varela. This issue is probably the weakest link in the series by far. I really liked it, but there just wasn't much that stuck out to me. I also just kind of feel like that they ended this issue way too early. If they took the second issue and put it in here, or just shortened this one and combined the 2, it would have been much better. Of course, I'm just assuming that could be the case. The next issue could have the same problem, and this is just one of those books that's way better read in trade form. I guess 1872 Iron Man was cool to see, but they did cut away from it really soon. And that's really not a spoiler, seeing as he's on the cover, which is really dumb, by the way. This issue would have been way cooler to me if I had seen Stark suit up in the story and not on the cover of the issue. Another benefit of reading it through the trade, I guess, but on second thought, I think they do put the covers in trade. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's it for this week. I wasn't lying when I said that these were the only issues I got this week. It was legitimately my entire pull list. It was just 3 comics. As the Secret Wars tie-ins die down, my pull list follows suit. But this is probably gonna change soon because All New All Different Marvel is starting up. And my getting into indie comics will probably add some meat to that pile as well. Talk about your pulls and junk in the comments. That all being said, thank you so much for watching. Next time I'm forced to drink a bunch of green bomb fluid that may or may not turn me into a hulking green monster. Oh yeah, and I got a haircut. You're not going crazy, don't worry about it.